Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a first impression and sort of a haul. I already unboxed the items just because I wanted to make sure I got the right items and I was curious about them. And I'll just say one of them was not what I expected. But I purchased a couple of things from Ulta because of the holiday sales that were going on. And 3 of the items are brushes. One of the item is a kit with something I'm really excited about and I've been wanting to try for a long time. And the last item is something I actually got, I also got a new concealer and then I got a new sponge, and the sponge I think I got from Walmart. So let's get started. I'm gonna do the look of the day tomorrow morning, but I wanted to at least review some of the products, maybe try them out a little bit. I do have a slight bit of makeup on because yes, I colored my hair. Before anyone starts, I'm not pregnant. We took a test and it was negative, so that's the reason why I colored my hair. If I was pregnant, I would not be coloring my hair. Now, granted, I don't think Arctic Fox has any toxic coloring in it, but I did bleach my hair, so I wouldn't have done that had I been pregnant. I don't even think I would put Arctic Fox color in my hair if I was pregnant, just because I'm gonna be crazy careful. But I'm not sure if that would really affect anything, as it's just pigment that goes on your hair. Anywho, I love it. I just did it today, so like my edges look really funky, and I rinsed it with conditioner. I didn't actually wash it, so it'll probably start to fade pretty quickly. And the back is purple, so it's sort of like this greenish teal. The ends are a really beautiful blue. I love peacocks, so I kind of wanted to go with that sort of theme, and then it like fades into purple. Reminds me a lot of my pillow back there. Can you guys see it? Hold on, let me grab it. You know, this pillow. I absolutely love these colors. They're my favorite. And it does this color shift from sort of like a blue to a teal to a purple. And that's kind of what's going on in my hair here. So I love it. I'm so excited. We'll just set that down there. Okay, so the first item that I'm going to review is Tarte Shape Tape. So I was kind of running out of concealer, and usually I use my Rimmel London Stay Matte Concealer in Porcelain. This time I got Tarte Shape Tape because it was on sale, and I've wanted to try it. I really did like the, I think it's called Face Tape Foundation. So now I have the concealer. This wand is huge. Kind of smells like lemony. Interesting. But I got this in the shade Porcelain Beige. So perfect. I'll be trying this out. It'll look like it's, in a couple minutes, but it'll be tomorrow morning. So I'm excited about that. This feels really heavy and nicely made. What I do notice though, and I don't know if this was on purpose, but like, the purple, Rimmel London's was also purple. I don't know if they were kind of trying to like pull from the Tarte vibe or who came first, but they sort of remind me of each other. But anyways, I will be trying this tomorrow and I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm really hoping that this concealer will not be disrupted. So one of the issues I have with my Rimmel London concealer is that if I put it down and I put something else on it, and say it's a little moist, like maybe a cream shadow, and I go to adjust something or correct something, it disrupts the concealer really easily. And if I put, say, concealer here, one time I was trying to do like the Instagram contour type thing, and it was disrupted very easily as well. So hopefully that won't happen with this, and maybe I'll try this with the foundation in another video. I don't really think I want to do that tomorrow, just because This week is gonna be crazy, guys. Tomorrow I have band practice. Tuesday night we have a hangout with Josh's brother and his wife. Wednesday is my Christmas party for work. Thursday we have dinner with my brother and my sister-in-law and my family. And then Friday is Josh's Christmas party. Saturday we have a memorial event for Blackout Days, or sorry, not for Blackout Days, but Blackout Days is doing a memorial event. And then Sunday is our family Christmas. So this whole week is gonna be jam-packed. So I'll probably only do one video this week. And this month is gonna be a lot lighter as far as recording than the rest of the months, just because of the crazy schedule. So sorry that I only did one video last week. I will try to, in the new year, at least do 2-3 videos. So moving on. The next thing that I got was this Real Techniques sponge. So my Walmart purple sponge that I was using, it was $3 bag of 18 sponges, and I got it wet to try and clean it off because it had a bunch of concealer on it and it tore. So I got this sponge and I did try it a little bit the other day and it seemed to work okay. I think I kind of preferred the Walmart one. It felt a little softer, maybe a little easier to blend, but we'll try it again tomorrow with the Shape Tape. So there's that, and it comes in this cute little container so you don't get fuzz all over it, which I appreciate because Duchess's fur gets everywhere. So yeah. Okay, next thing I got were some brushes, and I am so excited. Now, this one item, it says it's an $80 value, which I don't know about all that, but I really wanted some IT brushes. And so I saw that they were on sale on Ulta, and I bought 2 sets. The first set that I got was $18, and it says it's originally $30, but that it's an $80 value. I didn't read very well, that's my fault. And when I opened the box, I was like, what is this? I'll show you that in a second. The second one that I got it for $29. It originally retails for $49 and says it's a $96 value. That's kind of crazy, and I feel like they just put arbitrary numbers on there just to be like, ooh, I'm getting such a deal, but maybe that's just me. And then the last set of brushes I actually just got today because they went on sale and I had a bunch of points saved up and a coupon. So that is the Morphe and Jeffree Star eyeshadow brushes, and I'm excited about that. I'm not always the biggest fan of everything that Jeffree Star does, but let's be honest, nobody's perfect. And the thing I do know about Jeffree Star is that so far it seems that he is an honest businessman and that he really knows his stuff. So I trust him over other people for sure. And I know that if I get a product that I'm not satisfied with, that they'll make it right. So kudos to him in that. I definitely trust him when it comes to makeup. Now I'm gonna show you the first item that I got. I thought these were full-size brushes. They're not. It's a little 5-piece travel brush set. This is the one that was $18. Now, at first I was disappointed, but then I was thinking about it. I'm like, it actually wouldn't be too bad to have a little travel set of brushes. And since they were only $18, I might as well keep them. They are IT brushes and I really like them, so yeah. I did try one of the brushes out just to put some color in my crease, so you will see that. But I wanted to kind of let you guys have the experience. Usually I open everything on camera. I wanted to see these because I wasn't sure if I was going to return them. So they come wrapped like this. It has the little silica package there. Now they don't have like just a little piece that slides on. They're actually fully encased in a little plastic thing, so you gotta bring them out. And what I can say is that this brush actually does feel, for its size, pretty substantial in like weight. Seems like it would be good quality, and it is very soft. Something that I love about the IT brushes is they're so soft, at least the ones that I have felt. I'm gonna pull the rest of these out. So it looks like we have maybe a little eyebrow brush. It says liner and brow, and it has a little plastic cover on there, which I appreciate, so it doesn't mess up the bristles. I'm gonna leave that on there for now. Then the next one is a smudger brush. I don't actually have one of these. I might have one in the new Jeffree Star brush kit that I got, but that's nice. I wonder if I can use this then for the bottom, how I was talking in a video previously that I didn't know how to sort of like smudge my liner. I could use this and learn how to do it. So these brushes all feel like pretty good quality. This is a shadow brush. It just says shadow. That's what I use for here. It worked so well. It feels like a pretty dense brush, so it puts the color where I want it. I don't feel like it's all floppy everywhere, and it picks up the color really nicely. So I love this brush. And then the last one is a crease brush. This is a little fluffier than the other one. I typically use brushes like this. For example, my Farrah 65E large shading brush has kind of similar like shape to it. And usually I would use this type of a brush for blending on the edges. But it says this for the crease. I could always try it, but I really liked this shadow brush for that. So there's that. So let me just put these back in their case for a second. Now I hope that this won't fall out, because it does look like it's really loose in there. Just saying, when it had the plastic in there, it sort of worked a little better. So maybe I switched these around, I'm not sure. But there's also this little flap, so that will probably help keep them from falling out. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't want it to like smash my brushes either, so. And then it has a little magnetic clasp. Granted, these will just be in my makeup case, so it's not that big of a deal. All right, next, I got another set of IT brushes. This is the one that was $29 and originally is $49. Says it's a $96 value. I did open this, but I didn't use them. It has little clasps on here, and then this cover is like so hard to get off. So we're just gonna rip it. All right. I don't want to ruin the thing because I want to know what it's for, but this is difficult. Okay, there we go. All right, so here are the 3 brushes that come in this kit, and it has a cute little container that they come in, so you won't ruin your brushes when you take them with you. So I really like that. It's a hard case, so they won't get all bent or broken. And these brushes feel really heavy, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull them out of their little sleeves. This one says Essential Powder Brush. It is very soft and it feels really nice. I will probably use this for my blush, maybe for the setting powder. I put away a couple brushes since I've gotten all these, so I'll need to replace some of those brushes that I was using previously. The next is an Essential Foundation brush, and this feels really soft, though it is a dense and stiff brush. The bristles feel really soft. I don't know how much I'll be actually using. This is also a concealer brush, Essential Concealer Brush. I don't know how much I'll be using these for that, just because I do like my sponges, but perhaps just putting it on, I could use it for that, or even for bronzer or something. I'll at least try them out. And if nothing else, I have some really nice ASMR brushes. So there's those. And they just go in this little case here. Oop. Like so. Then the next one, my husband went and picked this up for me today. We did the order online, pick up in store, and that is so awesome. I've done this twice now. The first time I did it was with this other item that I will show you in a little bit. It was so easy. I just walked right in, picked up my item. There was a huge line, so I am so glad that I did that, because I just walked right in. Everybody looked at me like, who do you think you are? And I was like, well, I plan ahead. So that was cool. So for the brush collection I'm looking at now, this is the Morphe x Jeffree Star eye brush collection. There's 10 eye brushes in here, and then the little bag. So we'll go ahead and open this. It says it has JS5 Crease Queen brush, JS6 Rule Blender brush, a JS7 Double Trouble brush, Drama Crease brush, Fluffer Crease brush, yeah. Diva Crease brush, Blunt Packer brush, Sport Mode Blender brush, Palm Crease blush, Happy Ending liner brush, and then the Superstar bag. So, don't know what all these are for, but we'll find out. And it's really all about how you like using your brushes. You can, you know, take people's advice and try them the way that they use them, but ultimately it's whatever works for you. You're the one doing your makeup. So it comes in this little container here and this cute little bag. It smells funny. It kind of reminds me of like old paperback library books. But yeah, that's cute. So a little container there, or carry case, whatever. I could put makeup in there and it would be a lot easier. Let me go ahead and open all of these. Now I did look at reviews and they were sort of split down the middle. I've lost some of the little plastic containers, but they all had little plastic covers on them. So the things that they said was that everyone seemed to really like the brushes, but there was like 50% of the people seemed to be saying that they had to glue the brushes back onto the stems or the wands or the whatever you want to call it. So it doesn't feel loose. I'm gonna try all of them and see if any of them feel like they would come off. So my set feels really good. Doesn't seem like anything's gonna come off. Now I know if you're in a hot area and you leave them, that the glue will loosen up, but honestly, no big deal for me if they're good quality brushes, because you can just glue them back on. But obviously people don't want to have to do that. I'm just, you know, whatever. All right, so here are all the brushes. These kind of remind me of the Morphe brush that I had. So there's the Morphe M573 brush. This has a bit more like, I don't know if it's the way it was laying, but it looks like it's sort of more pointed. Maybe it's like similar to this one. So this one is called the JS8, which is Drama Crease brush. So here are all of, let me get that one out of there. That one doesn't belong. Just show you all of those. This eyebrow one has the little spoolie on the end of it, so that's cool. They all feel pretty nice. These pink ones are a lot softer than these white ones, but the white ones are just like my other Morphe brush, and I think it works really well. They feel kind of heavy. Obviously I have a lot of them in there, but like the ends, like this end feels a little more substantial than some of the other brushes that I've had in the past. So I'm really excited to try these out. I love brushes, and I'm so excited to have like full sets of brushes. The last item I want to show you guys also kind of goes with the brushes. I'll be trying this with the brushes, but it is the Frida Kahlo kit. And now this is an eyeshadow palette and a hue switching pan. So I was talking about how I wanted to try one of those sponges, the color switch sponges. This has one, so I'm so excited. I know they told me they didn't have anything like this at Ulta, but perhaps they didn't realize there was one in here. So we go ahead and open it up, and there's this sort of little thing here that talks about Frida and her past. I'm gonna go ahead and open this now. This little box is cute and I like it, so I will definitely be keeping that. To get this out, I kind of have to pop it out like this, like press on the back, because it's really hard to get it out. So I'll get that out, the little color switching pan. I have looked at this shadow, but I haven't tried it, and I also have not tried the color switching pan. Sorry, I just realized my nails are purple from my hair color. So here's the little color switching pan. And it says the large black sponge is used to remove dry powder, and the small white sponge can be dampened to remove cream or wet shadows and liners. So there's like a little metal container that the white one goes into, and you just take them out and clean them if they start to get dirty. So I'm very excited to try this. Granted, I have a bunch of brushes now, so I don't know how much I'll have to be switching them, but I'm still excited about it. Here is the eyeshadow kit. So it says, never apologize for who you are. It also says that on the side of the kit here. And these are the colors. So these aren't my typical colors that I would do, but I think that they're really cool, and I always like adding new colors that aren't like in my palette already. Now I do have sort of like variations of some of these, but obviously not these colors. So I'm thinking that with my new hair, I actually want to go more like this sort of range of colors, the orange and yellow and red, because it's a nice, they're contrasting colors like blue and orange. So I'm excited to try that tomorrow, and I can do some swatches for you guys now. Let me open this. It has the little like stickers on either side, which I kind of hate when palettes do that. I like when the little sheet is loose, but I'm just trying to find things to complain about at this point. All right, so I'm just gonna stick that over. And the shade names are Perla, Dahlia, Magic, Infinity, which is like this really cool sort of teal black color. Muse, Lava, Agave, Karma, Soul, Adobe, Armor, and Mystical. Hey! Cat almost knocked off the lamp. So I'm going to swatch them for you real quick, and then that will be it for today. And then tomorrow I will do a look of the day using these items. Okay, so here are the swatches, and I did them in the order that they are in the pan. So this Perla color, perfect for that base shade. I always like, maybe a little white, but I think it'll work. The next one is Dahlia, and then we have Magic and Infinity on the end there. It kind of looks black here, but it does appear to have sort of like a greenish blue in person. Now I'm obsessed with Muse. Then next is Lava, Agave, Karma is so pretty. Oh my gosh, look at that blue. And then lastly, we have Soul, which is such a pretty yellow. I mean, it was so easy to go on. I just lightly put my fingers in the pan and like just swirl. Then Adobe, Amore, and Mystical. I might have said Armor. That's because I flip my letters around, so I put an R in front of the M there, but it's Amore. But yeah, those are the swatches. Oh my god, I'm so obsessed with Muse. Look how beautiful that gold is. I know it looks really good on the camera, but in person, oh girl. Okay, so those were the swatches for you. Now there is one last thing that I want to do, and that is try out this color switching sponge. I was gonna wait until tomorrow, but I'm so excited about it, and I want you guys to see my first reaction to it and if it actually works. So what I think I'm gonna do is take, I'm gonna take a brand new brush. I'm gonna take this Jeffree Star JS6 brush, this one right here, and I'm gonna go into this Frida Kahlo, sorry, I keep saying it wrong. But the Frida Kahlo palette, and I'm gonna go into a dark color. So I'm gonna use Karma. And I'm just gonna sort of like gently sweep this. I'm also gonna put it on my eye because I want to. Make it look real crazy. Anywho, so now I have this color on here. Now I'm just gonna do what it says to do, which is sweep it around. I'm not pressing really hard. I'm just sort of like going round and round, back and forth. Sort of what I do like on the edge of my dresser I used to do. I don't do it anymore because we got the new dresser, but now it looks fairly clean. There's like a little bit of a shade there, but when I brush it on my cheek, nothing's coming off. So then I could go into, for example, Perla. And sweep it across here. And I'm just doing this because I want to try very contrasting colors and see how this performs. It seems to be working just fine actually, so that's pretty cool. Let's just sort of keep doing this and switch it back and forth with the colors. Now I'm going into that sort of green shade because I feel like matching my hair right now. Now I'm going into Muse because there's no way I couldn't use this color when I'm playing around. And then sweep, sweep, sweep in a little circle. And it seems like it did a pretty good job. I mean, what do you guys think? See if I can get it to get the camera to focus. It doesn't seem to want to focus on the brush at all. Or maybe anything. I mean, you can see like obviously a little bit of trace of shade in there, but it's not like coming off on my face. So that's really cool. It seems like it works. Don't know what I'm trying to do with my eye here, but you know, fun stuff. All right, guys, I'm gonna try these out tomorrow. By the way, this brush, awesome. It feels really nice, and it seemed to place the colors where I wanted them. So granted, this isn't like, I would have to do a lot more work with this to get it to look good, but it seems like I have a lot of control with this brush, and I like how it sort of tapers at the end because then I can kind of do this like pointy thing on the end there. So very cool, very cool. I'm excited. See you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, so, because that's what I always say. I'm gonna start with my usual face routine. So that is gonna be the Lou Hydrating Moisturizer. My 111 Skin Rose Gold Radiance Booster. I don't know why I'm putting this in my hand instead of on my face, but we'll put this one on the face so it doesn't leak everywhere since it's almost out, which is a bummer. But anyways. Make sure you get your chest and neck area so your age doesn't show too soon. Next is going to be the I Do Care Straight Radiate Radiance Moisturizing Gold Gel Cream. And I just use whatever is like on the lid from being upside down. I should get my bag ready. So this is the bag I always take with me to work or anywhere I go when I've done my makeup, because if I need to touch it up or if somebody likes my makeup and wants me to do theirs, I can have everything that I've done for my look that day all in one place. And I just got this bag. I didn't just get it, but I just got this bag at Walmart. A bunch of old Q-tips in there. They're not like used, but they're fuzzy from rolling around, so I just throw them away because I hate having fuzzy Q-tips. Okay, next is my Unicorn Glow Hydrating Primer. I need to get more of this because the little sample that I have is almost out. And that's a bummer because this stuff is awesome. Makes my whole face feel like satin. Woo. Yeah, silky smooth. Okay. After that, we're going to go in with concealer. So this is the new concealer I got. I don't know if you're supposed to put your concealer on before your foundation or your foundation before your concealer. But I was thinking about possibly wearing foundation today. So I think you're supposed to put your foundation on first. I'm gonna do a little bit. Let me just get my little sponge wet here. And since we're doing foundation, we can try out this foundation brush from IT Brushes. And I'm gonna put a little bit of this foundation on. I know you're supposed to put it on the back of your hand, but I feel like it wastes it, and I don't want to waste it because it's just a little sample. So I'm gonna put a little bit, just a little bit of moisturizer here, a little bit there, and then there we go. We'll see how how this works out. Okay. And it's all gone. So that didn't work out. Now let's compare the sponge. I'm gonna get the sponge all wet. Or damp, as it were. Okay, nice and damp, looks funky. And just pat it around, okay. So I definitely feel like the sponge did a better job. Sorry, it brushes. I mean, I love you, but I don't really like foundation brushes. I think they soak up all of your product. Yeah, I like sponges a lot better. So just do a little bit more here and there. With some moisturizer as well, because I don't want my face to look cakey. And that's part of the reason why I never wear foundation, or seldom wear foundation, because I feel like it makes my face look cakey. But I was kind of curious to try it with the concealer. Now, as you guys can see, I don't put a lot on at all. Just a light layering that can even out my skin tone, which is already even, but let's just do the eyes with this concealer. I both like and do not like how wide this doe foot is. I think it's called the doe foot. It's a little applicator. I like it because it gives you a nice wide surface area to work with. I don't like it because if I need to do a cut crease and I don't want it to cover the whole area, I'll have to use a separate brush for that. So, pluses and minuses. This might be too light for my face, but we shall see. I know you're supposed to like put it here, down here. I don't do all that stuff, sorry. Not there yet. This is so white. Wow. Yeah, much too white for my face. And it is like full coverage. Holy cow. I put on about as much as I usually do with my Rimmel London, and there's so much extra. I could cover my whole face in this. Not that I will, because I don't like doing that. I don't like this stuff on my nose, but I guess we got a deal. All this stuff all over the face. Great. Right now I'm taking my sprayer, my spray bottle, and spraying into the sponge to get it all wet so that I can maybe thin this out a little bit. And it's gonna start doing some yucky stuff, I can already tell. Because you're not supposed to like let your concealer set and then start getting it wet. That's my fault, but I might have to restart my face, I'm not sure. But I wanted to get the corner wet because in the corner of my eye is always the hardest for me to get this covered. Got like some, apparently I still have mascara on my eyelashes. Great. Okay, that kind of wiped away. That's not what I wanted. See if we can fix it with the other side, not so wet. All right, so what I will say about this is that if this was the Rimmel London concealer, I could not correct these mistakes or spots where I've messed up, because it would start to separate from my face and get real spotty, and you can see everything going on underneath. So it's cool. It doesn't seem like it will do that. I mean, there was a bare spot there you guys saw, and I just covered it up. So on the camera, my raccoon mask probably looks really, really white. In person, it looks like it all blends really nicely, but you know, I'm not on film often, so I don't think it'll be an issue. I mean, like, I do YouTube obviously, but I'm not like in movies, or my job isn't to be on the air. So in my everyday life, it's not really that big of a deal. Okay, so there we go. I'm gonna switch over to that Walmart sponge now and go in with my Ciate London Extraordinary Setting Powder. This is translucent powder. And I'm gonna go all over my face, but I just start with my eyes. And now for the rest of my face, I'm going to use this powder brush from IT that I just got. And oh my gosh, it's so fluffy. You guys might be like, what the heck are you doing? I'm trying not to breathe it in. And my eyes are already watering. That's so exciting. Love it when my watery eyes ruin everything. All right, now my eyebrows are looking crazy on this side, so I'm gonna edit this part out while I tweeze my brows. All right, so my eyebrows are now plucked and ready to fill. I'm gonna use this Jeffree Star brush instead of my usual Farrah brush, and we'll see how that goes. So I'm still gonna use the Au Naturel Wet n Wild palette in 754 Awakening. And I guess I don't really need to use the red shade anymore because my hair is not red and I forgot about that. I'm gonna go into this brown color, so just number 9 all by itself, and just fill them in. What I like about this one is how small and thin this is. So the other one was about the same size lengthwise, but it was not as thin. It was a much beefier brush. So this one I like because especially on the ends, like my eyebrows are kind of thick here and then they get thinner on the ends. And with the other brush, I wasn't really able to stay true to how thin my ends can be, but now I can. So that's cool. Go ahead and fill this one in. Okay. Yes, I put a thing in my eyebrow. I saw it the other day and I told my husband I thought it looked kind of cool, and he's like, oh, go ahead and do it. So I did. Alrighty, now I'm just gonna take this little spoolie and kind of brush out this front part. It helps to kind of soften the shadow that I've just put in there and just give it a more natural look. And then I brush them up, brush the eyebrows up, and then lay them down at the tippy tops. Now usually I would just trim them, but I cannot find my little scissors anywhere, so I haven't really been able to do that. And I like the little scissors because they get in there real nice, whereas like the bigger scissors I have wouldn't do it, wouldn't cut it. All right, now I'm gonna use this little switcheroo thing, which is kind of dirty because I did it to all my brushes yesterday. But it kind of cleaned that off nicely. You know, in case I want to use this for something else today. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is my bronzer. So we'll go ahead and get that out. I'm using the Too Faced Natural Lust bronzer. And what brush do I want to use for this? So I do have this complexion brush from it. I mean, I have my other brushes that I used to use, but I think I want to try out these new brushes, so I am going to use this and we'll see how it does. I kind of like a fluffier brush for my bronzer anyways, because it does a lot of the blending for me. And I just suck in my cheeks and then go like along where I see the shadow. All right, I think that looks good. I don't like my bronzer to be too dark. I just like it to sort of give me light shadows. And then I put my blush on top of that and it kind of blends together. It looks really nice. So I like this brush. I think it took a little bit more work just because this bronzer in particular is kind of a harder powder. So it's a little more difficult. You have to build it up, which I'm okay with, because I'd much rather have something I have to build up than something that's like I'm wiping off my face. So there we go. Put these back. Next thing I'm gonna do is my blush, and I'm gonna use the Ulta Beauty Flushed Blush. This is the Natural Finish in the shade Flamingo. And I always have a hard time opening this when I don't have nails, which I don't really mind because that means it's not gonna fall out. I'm gonna go back to this brush, I think, for my blush. And I mean, we've got the little swatchy things, so I'm not too concerned about it, but let's go ahead and try this out as a blush brush and see what we think. So I like how soft it is. My only problem with using this as a blush brush is that it's harder to control. So don't necessarily want to cover up my my bronzer that I did. I just kind of want to go on the top here, but this is like huge, which, I mean, I knew that. I'm not complaining. Just an observation. So I did use the color switch thing, and this is still kind of pink, but not a big deal. So there's that. Let's put this brush back. Now I'm gonna do my highlight. I'm using the Makeup Geek highlighter in the shade Lit. This is a duochrome highlighter, and I'm using my Firma 103 brush instead of any of the new brushes because I don't think any of them are really for highlighter. And I just do this in like a C pattern on both sides of my face, going up from my cheekbone up to the top of my eyebrow, like out towards my ear and then up back in above my eyebrow. And then I kind of close my lips a little bit, but not super hard, and go over the Cupid's bow and my chin. And then my nose. I've seen some girls who do like this little dot of highlight and their nose is pink and it looks so cute, but I don't think that would look good on me. So I don't do that. Okay. Okay, so next thing I'm gonna do, my eyes. You guys ready for this? So we're gonna use the... What? Что? You wanna play? Может быть позже, не сейчас. I'm doing a video. He's silly. Okay. Franny just loves to play all the time. He wants everyone to play with him all the time. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna use the Frida Kahlo palette that I got from Ulta. That's Duchess over there complaining that I'm holding Franny and not her. What? He's purring very softly. You happy now? You happy now? What do you want? I put you down. Okay, so I'm gonna use the Frida Kahlo palette, and what I'm gonna do is try to use this Perla shade as that base shade that I would usually use. I think it'll work. So I'm gonna go in with this Jeffree Star brush, and this is the JS9. Now, I don't know what these are actually intended for. I'm just using them based on what I think will work. Like, this is a big floofy brush. Looks like it would give me a lot of coverage, so that's why I want to use it. And as I'm, you know, just gently dabbing in here, there's a lot of fallout. So let me just move my coffee so I can show you all of that. I'm not pressing very hard. So keep that in mind. This one I'm not tapping because it's like skin colored, so I don't really care if there's fallout on my face. It's just that there's a lot of product still in the pan and like floating all over in the air. So that's kind of what I mean when I say there's a lot of fallout. Now, I think this color is actually perfect for a canvas type shade. All right, so that worked well. Now, I was thinking about using these sort of brown, orange, yellow, and gold shades today. How I want to do that, though, is the question. I think that was a hair from the brush that just fell there. Maybe, maybe not. All right. So I'm just gonna start doing stuff. I don't know what, but we'll start doing stuff. I'm gonna use this IT brush. This is the shadow brush that I had used the other day. And I'm gonna go into this shade Lava, which is that brown shade. I'm gonna put it on the outer corner and bring it into the crease. Now, it's definitely doing that skippy thing. You can see like lines there. I don't know if that's the brush or the shade or just my eye. Not all shadows do that to me. James Charles palette definitely does that. So it might be the actual shadow formula. Not sure, but common denominator is shadows do that as opposed to brushes. So I'm gonna use this other IT brush that is supposed to be a crease brush, and I'm gonna try to smooth that out and get rid of any of those little lines there. I don't like how long these bristles are because they're really flimsy and it's hard to get the control that I want with this brush, doing what I'm trying to do anyways. It's just sort of like flopping all over the place. So I'm not gonna use that for that. Let me try this Jeffree Star JS8 brush. This one's a little firmer than the last one. It still kind of feels the same and looks a little bit similar, but it's holding up versus the other one was just sort of flopping everywhere. All right, now I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. For some reason there was water on this. Weird. Hopefully that doesn't get on my eye and make it all dark. Okay. I'm just gonna go back and forth in the crease. Now I did use less this time and kind of blow it off more than the other one. That way it's not too dark and hopefully it prevents that skipping. I don't really know what you call that, if there's a word for it. I did go back into that shade with this brush just to try and add a little bit more on the spots that look like they're splotchy. So this isn't really like super smooth like a lot of shadows that I have. It's not terrible, but it does take a lot more blending, it seems. So just something to take note of. It kind of just goes exactly where you put it and doesn't want to go anywhere else. So that can be both good and bad, I guess. Good because you don't really want your makeup to come off. Bad because it makes it harder to blend. I'm just going back and forth. Okay. Now I'm gonna use this little color switchy thing. Swoop it around. And I'm gonna use the same shadow brush. I'm also gonna clean off this Jeffree Star brush. And now I'm gonna go into Soul, which is the yellow. Soul also means sun in Spanish, in case you guys aren't aware. And I'm gonna put it all over the lower lid. This one seems like it requires a lot more building. I'm gonna switch brushes and see if another brush will do a better job. So I'm gonna try this kind of firm, short brush from Jeffree Star. This is a JS11. Might be too long for what I want, but maybe not. Seems to be doing okay. I was thinking I was gonna have to wet the brush, but perhaps not. Okay. I think that looks good. I'm gonna fan brush this just because I don't want a bunch of yellow under my eye, just in case some has fallen off. Fallen down, whatever. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with Adobe, which is, or Adobe. I'm gonna use, what brush do I want to use? From Jeffree Star. I'm gonna try this little thing, whatever this is. This is a JS13. And I'm gonna go into Adobe. We're gonna tap that off and then put this in the outer corner. Sort of outer half of that eye. I am bringing it into the crease. Not overwhelmingly so, but I kind of want to add to that lava shade that we did earlier. Now I'm going to take whatever this brush is. This is the JS10, and blend these two together, Soul and Adobe. This looks like it would be a good brush for blending, but it also kind of took away those colors, so that's also not good. Not because of the brush, I think it's just because the shadows are so light. So something that I started doing because of one of my favorite YouTubers who actually does doll makeovers, is setting my shadow when it gets to a point that I like it. That way it doesn't come off. So I'm gonna set this real quick. Probably should have located my fan before I did that, but that's okay. And you don't want to set until you're actually happy with what you already have, because if you need to change anything, good luck with that. But I felt like these were in a pretty good place that it was okay to set it. So I'm gonna go back in with that JS13 brush, go on the outer corner there and then bring it into the crease a little bit like I did on the other side. And I kind of want to tone that down, so I'm going to use this JS12, which looks like sort of floofy, and maybe it would help smooth that out a little bit. Okay, it's not really doing what I want it to. We're just going to play around with a bunch of brushes and see if they do what we want. I'm going back in with lava over top of this because the blending is honestly atrocious. And typically I don't have to try this hard to blend shades, so while I like the colors of this palette, the blending is definitely, the blendability is not there. Not for me anyways. Maybe somebody else would have a better time with this, but I am not. This side looks pretty good, but maybe it's the lighting, and maybe I'm gonna totally mess it up by doing whatever I'm doing. I'm just taking a variation of all the brushes I've been using so far and just trying to blend these. So it might be a long process. I don't want to take too long on this. I'm just going to work, and lately I haven't really been wearing that much makeup anyways, so I don't really think anyone particularly cares. I also want to show you like a realistic idea of what you'll have to go through to get this shadow to do something you want it to. So it takes a lot of blending, and it still is very splotchy, in my opinion. So I'm gonna take Soul and just add some more in here. Blend it into Adobe as best I can. Now I'm gonna take one of these brushes. This is the J6 brush, and I'm gonna go back into that Perla shade, which was that white one we started with, and put it on the brow bone, but also lighten up where the shade is meeting the sort of bare skin of my brow, just to kind of blend that. When I say bare skin, I of course mean just the skin that looks bare, not actual bare skin. I definitely have a lot of stuff on my face. That seems to have helped a bit tone that down. I mean, for what it is, I'm pretty satisfied with how this looks right now, so I think I'm just going to stop there. I do want to add the gold shade, so I'm gonna take this little JS13 brush from Jeffree Star, or actually I'm gonna switch to one of these IT brushes. I'm gonna use this smudger brush, and I'm gonna go into that shade Muse, which I was obsessed with. And I don't know where I wanna put this. Sometimes when I put something like that in the corner of my eye, it darkens it. So maybe where these two blend together. That doesn't look bad. So we'll go ahead and add some more and do it to the other side as well. Try and blend that in. I don't want Soul to get lost in the gold, and I don't want Adobe to get lost in the gold. I just kind of want this really pretty shimmer in the sort of center, but offset to the outside of my eye. So that's pretty, I think. Yes. Yes. Sort of bringing it into the crease there, like outlining the crease a little bit. Okay. Now I do want to bring some color into the lower lash line. So I think I'm going to use this like really teeny brush from Jeffree Star. I have no clue what this is for. I'm guessing like eyeliner or liquid stuff. So I think because I have so much green in my hair, I want to use blue. I am going to get this a little damp, this little brush, and go into Karma. Karma was the other shade that I really liked. I thought was super pretty. It's that blue shimmery shade. It doesn't seem to want to pick up with a damp brush, so I'm kind of sweeping it around until it dries. Okay. All right, so this brush is nice. Maybe not the best for what I'm doing right now. Probably more for like liquid liner, liquid shadows and designs. I feel like this brush would be great for that. I am gonna take that smudger brush that I got, that we were using for Muse, and I'm going to go smudge this. See how that works. Now I didn't add any extra, I just started smudging it, but I do want to add a little bit on this outer corner because I might have brushed it away a little too much. And then I added a little too much. So that looks cute. I do want a Q-tip to fix that corner because it went a little bit weird there. Granted, my eye is a little weird there. I have a piece of wood that's like older than probably some of you. When I was like around 6 and 8 years old, I can't remember when exactly, but around that age, I was riding my bike and ran into some bushes and got a piece of wood stuck in my eye, and it is still there in the corner of my eye. All these years later. I'm gonna be 33 in April, so it's an old piece of wood. Okay. So for liner, I have blue and green ColourPop liner. I also have white and pink, and then I have my regular black liners. I think I want to try blue. So I'm gonna do that. And this is called CRZY, I'm guessing crazy, but there's no A. So this is the ColourPop liquid liner. Okay guys, so that is my lashes. I didn't do my lower lashes, and that is because I have a little like life hack for you. When you're doing your setting spray, if you use a lot like I do, sometimes your lower lashes will bleed onto the underneath of your eyes. So I will set my makeup first and then do my lower lashes. And to do my lashes, I want to use my L'Oreal Voluminous Original Blue Mascara. This is actually called Blue Cobalt. The blue does sort of fade a little bit as it dries. It just turns into a darker, deeper blue, so it's not as bright as it is when you first put it on. But that's okay. Now just to do my lips, and we will be on our way. I'm just gonna use, actually I have an idea. So last night, or when I did my hair originally, I used this is Ciate London Liquid Velvet Lipstick. This is in the shade Pinup. And I'm just gonna put the tiniest little dot in the inner part of my lip, like that. Sort of darken that, and then I'm going to use lip gloss. So this is my Betty Boop and Ipsy lip gloss. And then it's a little bit of color, but it's not too much color. And it doesn't go all the way out to the outer corners of my lips. Which is fine. It just sort of keeps the inner part of my lip looking kind of like dark. So I think that's it. Hey guys, seems my video got cut off. Just wanted to say, I've been wearing this makeup for a little bit now, and I started to get really bad creasing right here where I do this a lot. I did take a sponge and try to like fix it, but I don't know, and my eyes look so dark for some reason. So, don't know, that's sort of the wear test, I guess. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope that you always remember, no matter who you are or where you are loved, and you are absolutely enough. Bye.